Up next, Miss Stephanie Treadway. Miss Kennedy Pierce. Miss Jamie Gresson. Miss Sarah Moore. And your new defensive coordinator for Ruston High, Marcus Yanez. And throwing tonight's first pitch, Principal Dan Gresson. Please give a hand for these great teachers that make Ruston High the amazing place it is.
Strike. Yeah, strike. I know they didn't get you out there, didn't honor you, but hey, I'll honor you up here tonight. mean, Nick is, they went on a 14-game winning streak, and they lost the last 2 games. One was to Ash, lost 2-1 down there, really close game, and then we dropped one to Washita Christian this week, 5-4. And I'm not going to say that they're, like you're saying, on the skid, hey, just a little bit flat. Coach Beck, I think, trying to tweak things a little bit, see if he can get a little more response out of his club tonight. Oh, it's a great night. I mean, it's starting to feel like baseball weather. Got a little sweat going out there on the kids. Perfectly sunny day. The wind's blowing hard. I mean, I'm hoping tonight we can see some balls get out of the outfield. Yeah. Yeah, but you can't look at that way. Not down there in Central Louisiana. They play really good baseball, and you know as well as I do, it's a small coaching world. They know about Ruston High School, what we're trying to do here. Yeah, and I guess that's the way it works down there. They can go to whatever school they want to. And, but Pinewood's always been really strong in baseball. I mean, we split with them last year, had a tough series with them. We played them here, then we went down there and played them. They beat us down there. It was a really tough game. Lost on a pass ball in the last part of the game. But, I think the Bearcats are ready tonight to try to get back on track.
At this time, would all fans please rise, move your caps, and join us for the prayer, followed by the national anthem.
The pitcher is going to be hitting tonight. In center field, we have Cohen Hardy. At second base, Justin Rochelle. And left field, Garrett Jackson. Pitching tonight for the
Please bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us here to enjoy the game of baseball. I pray for the safety of both teams and their fans. May each team display good sportsmanship that reflects you. In your name we pray, amen. Now please remain standing for the national anthem.
Bayou Kubota is a proud sponsor of Bearcat football and a loyal member of the Bearcat Football Club. Visit Bayou Kubota for all your tractor and farm equipment needs. Bayou Kubota, service with a purpose in Ruston, Bossier City, and Monroe.
Calling Bearcat Nation. This is Bill Hogan at CenturyNext Bank. Here we love our Bearcats, and we know there's no team like our home team. Remember, when you bank with us, you bank with locals. And that's a win for our community. Go Bearcats.
Thank you.
School baseball. I'm Toby Nations along with Nick Brown, just wrapping up the national anthem and opening ceremonies here at the ballpark. We're going to try to get these teams out here. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, really looking forward to seeing Roach come out here tonight. He pitched a great opening game against Ash last week. He controlled pretty much that whole game, so he's really emerging as one of our really good starters for the Bearcats. So, I mean, if he keeps working the things that he's done, he's won 2 of his first games as starting pitcher for the Bearcats. I'm not sure who else they'll bring in out of the bullpen. He was able to go the complete game against Ash. But what the neat thing is he's moving Carter Love being able to move Carter Love to right field. It allows you to get him in the lineup because he does have a good glove. He's got great speed in right field. Yes.
Into the lineup. So good for the Bearcats. And we'll see if it remedies that. When it's really tough, you drop 2 games, but again, both of them by 1 run to Ash. Very good opponent, and OCS is no slouch.
No, OCS, and they brought in their closing pitcher to finish out that last inning. He was able to strike out the last 3 batters for the Bearcats, so we really didn't have a chance to get anybody on base to get anything started in that last inning.
I tell you, and you look at it tonight, Brian Beck and the umpires out meeting, and Coach Guerrero, they're going over tonight. Looks like it's going to be John Price down at first base. Behind the dish tonight, Travis Cannon calling this district contest for the Bearcats. Bearcats enter this one. Toby, we mentioned that. The 1-run loss down at IS 5-1 in district. You don't want to look ahead to that West Monroe series because Pineville is a very good opponent.
Right. Well, but it's getting close. And so I feel like Coach Beck and his club, that's what they've been preparing for, to be ready to fight for district when they do meet West Monroe. So you're going to have to win 2 games here against a good Pineville team. And I tell you, Nick, I don't care what their record says. Ash didn't have that good of a record, but they were a really good ball club. They had 2 really good pitchers that just gave the Bearcats a hard time. And I don't expect anything different out of Pineville tonight.
I tell you, we're finally getting baseball weather, and I'll be honest with you. You look, Toby, with the Bearcat field, we have turf. We're able to get out a little more.
Yeah.
Last time we went down to Pineville, it was a natural surface, and that's one. There may be days when they were in the gym working on baseball.
Yeah.
Bearcats a little ahead, so don't overlook the Pineville Rebels at with their district record at 2-4. They're 11-12 overall. It's going to be a good one. Teacher appreciation tonight from Bearcat Field. We're going to take a 30-second break, and we'll be back with the first pitch tonight. Pineville visiting the Ruston Bearcats.
Calling Bearcat Nation. This is Bill Hogan at Century Next Bank. Here we love our Bearcats, and we know there's no team like our home team. Remember, when you bank with us, you bank with locals. And that's a win for our community. Go Bearcats. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Christian Lewis from the Bearcat Nation Network. We are a student-operated broadcasting group dedicated to bringing quality entertainment through the streaming of Ruston High athletic events. We rely on donations from the community to keep our operations running.
Pitch kid has made the pitch tonight for the Bearcats. We'll get his name for you in just a minute. This one, Ruston Bearcats trimmed down the white uniforms, white jerseys, white bottoms, red piping down the side. And tonight our first pitch kid for William Graham throwing the first pitch tonight. Looked good, 5-year-old at Hillcrest Elementary School. And that is one thing that Brian Beck has really done and his coaching staff, really involved the community as much as possible.
Well, Nick, you know as well as I do, when you're trying to grow a program, you have to get people involved. And hats off to Coach Beck, Corporate Cats, Jody Woods, Hunter Smith, Matt Tyler, and those guys. I mean, they've done a really good job of bringing people into the ballpark. Not necessarily just to watch a baseball game, but just to recognize them as what they do in the community.
Well, bottom line is you want to come out and have a good time at the ballpark. Yeah. You're not just coming. You're going to see a few errors, what may be, but ready to see this one. Tell me, we go back to last time that we saw Tyler Roach on the mound for the Bearcats. Picked his spot, never got behind. That's what we're going to watch in this top of the first inning. Never got behind in the count the entire night.
No, he was 2-1. That was the furthest that he got behind and was able to battle his way out of all those situations. And he's just done a really good job of controlling the plate for the Bearcats, hitting his spot. So hopefully he can come out here tonight and put on a show against Pineville.
Pineville Rebels ready to bat, take away in their black uniforms with gray pants, red piping, and the Purdue Fast P on the helmet and on the cap. So black and gray are the colors for the Pineville Rebels. Roach now on the mound, looking good again. Set that Bearcat defense for you. Little change tonight. Over in right field is going to be Carter Love. Regular right fielder Jake Simmons has moved over to first base. At third base is Nolan Parnell. And I think that's one, Toby, you go with that injury, the horrific football injury that he had. Really, it's an everyday thing, how he wakes up, how he can move. And he's moving really good last couple of games. Moving over to second, Dylan Williams not starting tonight. Starting at second base is Hudson Wood.
Yeah, you talking about Nolan Parnell. I mean, people also forget, Nick, when he was a freshman, he broke his leg, in the first
very first
scrimmage
play,
of the year. So he hasn't even finished a football season his freshman or sophomore year. And for him to get back in here and work back in and catch up ball-wise, because you know as well as I do, it takes a little bit to catch back up on baseball, being rusty. But he's done a really good job in the field, regardless where they wanted him to play, either at third or first, and also with his bat.
And that was the inter-squad scrimmage. Meet the Bearcats, the old ice cream social night.
Yeah, his own player broke his leg, face masked him on the sideline, and just twisted and snapped it. So, tough kid.
So now on the mound, the battery tonight for the Bearcats. We've mentioned it, Tyler Roach, and catching tonight, Lander Smith. And our first batter is left-handed hitter, number 29, Wes Oates, playing right field for the Rebels.
Good-looking kid for Pineville.
First pitch on the way. And it's up and out of the zone for ball one. Want to know the count to Oates. Left-handed hitting right fielder. Still have time. If you can hear our voice, make it out. Appreciate listening to Rue 102.3. Watching on the Bearcat Nation Network. There's a swinging bunt. Goes to Roach. He's going to field it and throw it out easily. So one down. That one just overswung on the baseball and just a swinging bunt, and Oates has been retired.
Yeah, good job by Roach. I mean, wasn't much back to him, but sometimes when you think long, you think wrong, but he's able to make a good play at first base for the Bearcats to get the first out.
Now batting for the Rebels from the right side of the plate, shortstop Aiden Ordner. And that one high and inside for ball one.
It will be interesting to see how these pitchers do, especially with the warmer weather tonight. This is the hottest they played so far.
1-0 pitch is in right down the middle for strike one. Evens the count at 1-1. Wind is blowing in, Toby, so we'll see if it changes directions when the Bearcats bat. Swing and a miss for Ordner. 1-2 the count, one out, no score here in the top of the first.
And you can look at Tyler up there on the mound. He's kind of taking his time. He's not working too fast, but kind of focused in here. That's a good thing.
Swing and a miss, but gets away from Lander Smith. Going to be a strikeout and moves down to first is Ordner.
Yeah, it looks like that bounced off the turf, off his shin guard. He didn't get a good read off of it, but nonetheless, he struck him out, but he's able to advance to first base.
And that is one when you're a pitcher. That is, are you coming back from this? You just struck the guy out, should be 2 outs, and now it's not. Going to be interested to see how mental Tyler approaches this. So, number 3 hole hitter steps in for the Rebels. First baseman D. Bowie. He's a right-handed hitter, jersey number 4.
Pretty good lead there at first. Roach looks over and checks him.
And that's a line drive smash into left field. Moak makes the catch. Runner going all the way. He's going to get back into first safe.
Yeah, good job by J.P. Moak. I mean, he read that ball really well off the bat. Had to take 4 or 5 steps forward. I don't think that ball really got 20 foot off the ground, but a great catch by Moak in left field. So, still got it. Pineville has a runner still on first. 2 outs here in the top of the first.
Runner on first now. Here's the good pitch swing. Another little swinging bunt fielded by Roach. Going to fire over to first base, and just like that, the Pineville Rebels have been retired. So Bearcats catch a break, Toby. The strikeout and the pass ball on the strikeout doesn't hurt the Bearcats. The Pineville Rebels pick up no runs on no hits. The Bearcats committed
one error,
and there was no score, and the Rebels left one on base. We'll be back in 60 seconds with more Bearcat baseball on the Rue 102.3.
Dan and I started Cummins & Fitz in October of 2018. We were both practicing family law and identified a need in our community.
A divorce is often one of the most traumatic and stressful experiences of a person's life. As family law attorneys, we're dealing with divorce, custody, child support, spousal support, and community property petitions. We understand that these issues are complex and that our clients need personalized, focused attention. We hope that you'll trust us when choosing who to represent you should you find yourself going through a divorce.
I'm Brett Brown, and when I want fireworks, there is only one place I go, and that is Family Fireworks. Family Fireworks supports all Ruston High activities. John, Barbara, Jim, Jennifer, and Philip Ford are all Ruston High graduates. Family Fireworks is located at 116 UPS Road off Highway 33 in Ruston. We are the tent in the back. Just like you celebrate Bearcat and Lady Bearcat victories, come celebrate your firework holidays with us. We have been making memories for over 20 years. Come have fun with Family Fireworks. Ford family says go big Ruston.
First, Ruston invite Bearcat Field. Nick Brown along with Toby Nations bringing the play-by-play of Bearcat baseball. No score here as the Bearcats coming to bat. Due up for the Bearcats in the bottom of the first. Center fielder Jackson Lee leading off, followed by left fielder J.P. Moak. And our catcher, number 10, Lander Smith, batting third. Cleanup tonight in right field is Carter Love.
Yeah, and if you look back at the last two games, Nick, it's not that the Bearcats haven't been putting bat on ball. It's just the ball hasn't fallen where it needs to fall. And like J.P. Moak, for example, he was a terror against Neville High School in that three-game series. But here lately, the ball just hasn't fell for him.
Leading off your Bearcats, number 4, Jackson Lee.
All right, Jay Lee stepping in for the Bearcats. And the battery for the Pineville Rebels. On the mound, Wyatt Griffith catching Cam Roller. First pitch from Griffith on the way. Outside for ball one.
So it'll be interesting to see here, Jackson can get out here and get on base and to see if we can get this hitting started. I mean, hitting's contagious, and everybody else in the dugout needs to get it going.
That pitch is outside for ball two. 2-0 the count to Jackson Lee. Third baseman in just a little bit. And there is the 2-0 pitch swinging. Not going to take, and Lee grounds out to the shortstop. Ordner making the play from shortstop. So Aiden Order fires over to the first baseman tonight, D. Bowie.
Yeah, good job by Jackson Lee barreling it up. But like I said, they just hadn't found their spots in the last couple of games.
Now batting, left-handed hitter J.P. Moak, left fielder for the Bearcats. A little surprised that didn't take with a 2-0, but there's nothing about this team that is not aggressive.
Right. I mean, and right there, first pitch swinging. And, in the last few games, Coach Beck has made them take the first pitch. And here we are in this game. He's able to swing away on it, just fouled it off.
Moak fouls that one off. 0-1 the count to left fielder. That one a little bit low. Bearcats caught a break on that one. Rebel fans thought it was a strike. Bearcats glad it wasn't. He evens the count at 1-1.
Yeah, good pitch there.
And that one's down the middle. 1-2, Moak behind in the count. So 1-2 pitch from Griffith. Swing fouled off out of play. First baseman makes a play on it.
Yeah, just kind of protecting there. But, that's what the Bearcats really need to do. They need to get out here and let's get some runs and try to put Pineville away.
Here's a 1-2 pitch to Moak. Inside, good take. 2-2 now the count.
Yeah, good take by Moak.
Two-two pitch from Griffith. Boy, Moak thought about swinging. Glad he didn't. That was high and inside, so a full count to Moak.
Yeah, right above his hands. So a really good take by J.P.
That one fouled off. Good at bat for Moak. Pitch count on Griffith already up to 10 pitches.
Yeah, J.P.'s been a hard out this year at the plate. I mean, he sees the ball pretty well.
Three-two pitch fouled off again. Catcher gives chase, but to no avail. It's out of play. Again, the battery for the Rebels tonight. Cam Roller catching. On the mound, Wyatt Griffith. That one hit hard down first base line. Bowie going to make a play on it and beat Moak over to the bag. Moak hit it well, but Bowie played it and made a good play. That's what good teams do, made the play and retires Moak.
Yeah, I mean, Bowie, he's an athletic first baseman, did a good job crossing over and was able to get back to the bag. I mean, JP has a lot of speed, but just wasn't able to beat that one out.
Now batting catcher Lander Smith. Curveball hit him. You see a courtesy runner before, probably out of the dugout before Lander even makes it down to first.
Well, I mean, there we go with 2 outs, being able to get somebody on base. And we were able to do that the last couple of games. We just couldn't get them much further.
Now, you see that head coach Brian Beck down talking to, I believe, Dalen Powell, and just telling that really what he's doing there is twofold. He's giving his pitcher, Tyler Roach, a little more time because the Bearcats have been quick. That at-bat from J.P. Moak went 10 pitches. The first one, Jackson Lee, grounded out on a 2-0 count. So 3 pitches. So now stepping in the plate, Carter Love playing right field tonight for the Bearcats.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see here if Coach Beck's really going to try to test this Pineville defense and put pressure on them, even though we have 2 outs.
Good Lee going to throw over.
The other night when we played Ash, I mean, we were put out 5 times in that 2-game series. I believe it was 5 times in that 2-game series trying to steal second, but it was the pitchers that were able to do that. They could really get the ball home quick. So J.P. Love, who's usually your DH, or unless he's pitching, but tonight he's starting in right field. He's had a really hot bat. Hopefully he can get it going here for the Bearcats.
As a throw over a little closer.
So you can tell Pineville knows our game. I mean, they're trying to hold us at first. They know that we have a lot of speed, and they keep checking us over at first with the throw over, and here comes another one. Which usually what that does. I guess, Nick, in college nowadays, is it college or pro? You can't throw over but so many times. That's what's made a lot of these games go so long.
Well, I want you to watch this, too, because you also have the pitch count that is in high school. There's not one on the wall or one that we can see. There's a pitch count. That pitch is down the middle. And really don't blame Carter Love. He kind of lulled to sleep watching the 3 throw-overs to first base. 0-1 count to the left-handed hitter, Carter Love. Another throw-over on Powell, getting ridiculous here. He doesn't really have a big lead.
No, I mean, when they throw over, he's back pretty quick. The only thing good can happen is he can make a bad throw and we're able to take second base. But they've checked over there a bunch, and there he goes. He's stealing. Carter Love with the bunt. Lays it down.
Beautiful bunt down. Not going to throw Love out. He's safe, and we're going first to third. Bowie drops the ball. Great bunt from Carter Love. Laid it down. Throw went to first. Dalen Powell never checked up. Bowie went to make the throw, and you can see Beck coaching now because Powell did not slide. Bowie drops the ball. No, he would have never gotten Speedy Powell out, but now Bearcats have runners on the corner with 2 outs. Down at first is Carter Love with an infield single on the bunt.
But you can see that base running pressure on Pineville, especially Bowie, the first baseman. He just bobbled the ball. He wasn't ready for that.
And now batting is the third baseman, Nolan Parnell, with 2 outs. No score here in the bottom of the first. Carter Love takes off. It's a breaking ball. The pump throw, and Love slides in safely.
So, I mean, just getting it started like that with 2 outs. Lander Smith is hit by a pitch. Courtesy runner in for him, and now we have runners at second and third. So the Bearcats have some stuff brewing here in the bottom of the first with 2 outs, and the score is 0-0.
Wyatt Griffith on the mound for the Pineville Rebels. Delivers the 0-1 pitch. It's hit into the hole. Third baseman going to boot it off his glove. That'll be an error, but it's going to score a run. So Parnell hits the ball hard down the third base line. Third baseman dives, goes right off his glove. The Bearcats now lead at 1-0. Powell scores, and Parnell down at first. Carter Love advances to third.
Yeah, I don't even know. The third baseman, if he would have missed it, I don't even believe the shortstop would have been able to make the play. It would have been pretty deep on him trying to get the speed.
No, it was a good call. It was the third baseman's ball all the way. It's now batting for the Bearcats. Left-handed hitter, Jake Simmons playing first base tonight. Bearcats going to send Nolan Parnell down, and we've seen all we need to see on that, Toby.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Pineville's going to try and get, sometimes you try to get them in a little rundown. Maybe you can get the out before we can score the run.
Boy, but Jake Simmons here The 0-1 count, a hit would bust it open. That's a hard shot down to first baseman. It's off the first baseman's glove. Bearcats going to score 2 runs. Simmons going to hold up another error for the Pineville Rebels. Just a hot shot playing off the turf. And that's one thing, Toby. Natural grass as opposed to turf. The ball moves a lot quicker on the turf. And know that Pineville has a natural field. Bearcats now lead it 3-0 here in the bottom of the first with 2 outs.
Yeah, the first baseman, he really didn't have a lot of time, and that bounce come right up on him. He just wasn't able to handle it.
Now, if you're scoring this at home, which you're probably not, all 3 of those runs are unearned. So 3-0 Bearcats lead at the bottom of the first. Now batting, Hunter Soto, the designated hitter, takes ball 1 outside. Now, it's interesting, if Simmons gets the steal, the catcher's going to throw down. We'll see what kind of arm he has. But Wyatt Griffin on the mound for the Rebels. Going to throw over to first.
Yeah, and Hunter Soto, he's struggled the last couple of times he's batted, but before that, he's had a really hot bat. He's been producing for the Bearcats when they plugged him in to hit.
1-0 pitch to Soto. Swing and a miss on the curveball. Throw down to second. He's going to be in safely. A little too much air under that one from the catcher. Not a bad arm.
Yeah, a little tomahawk chop by the shortstop on Jake Simmons sliding into second. I think he was telling, hey, man, I didn't mean to hit you that hard.
Cam Roller on the throw down to second. So Simmons down at second with 2 outs. Soto batting 1-1 count. Throw back, nearly picked him off. Ball goes into center field, but not far enough. Center fielder did a great job backing up the errant throw. So Simmons going to stay at second base.
Yeah, Soto on that first strike there did a good job trying to protect Simmons while he was stealing second base. So he's got a lot of power. He won the home run contest yesterday here, so as a sophomore.
1-1 pitch on the way to Soto. Down at second is Jake Simmons, reached on an error to Bowie. Pineville 2 errors here in the bottom of the first. Bearcats do have 1 hit. Carter Love with a nice bunt.
Yeah, that was a good bunt by Love.
So here's a 2-1 pitch to Soto. And all of this scoring came with 2 outs.
Yeah, I mean, just a hit by pitch on Lander Smith. He gets on, and here comes your courtesy runner, and the floodgates have kind of opened a little bit for the Bearcats here in the bottom of the first. But we'll take it how we can get it, Nick.
Absolutely.
We just need runs.
Three-one pitch, call it strike, called on the outside part of the plate.
Yeah, barely out there. I don't think Hunter really wanted that. So kind of forces him now into a full count.
It's a full count to Hunter Soto. Wyatt Griffin on the mound, Cam Roller catching. That's the battery for the Pineville Rebels. Nick Brown and Toby Nations. Bearcats lead it 3-0 here in the bottom of the first. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is the 3rd out. But the Bearcats do pick up 3 runs on 1 hit. 1 runner left on base, and the Rebels committed 2 errors. We'll be back in 60 seconds with more of Bearcat Baseball on the Roo 102.3. First Ruston invites you to join them on Sundays at 8:30, 9:45, or 11 a.m. We offer kids worship at all 3 services. On Wednesday nights, students meet at the Powerhouse. Middle school students at 5:30, high school students at 6:45. Our mission is to help you find God's plan for your life in a fun, friendly, encouraging environment. For more church info or to watch our services online, we invite you to visit fbcruston.org. We're saving a seat for you at First.
At GBT, we're more than just a bank. We're part of the community, and we're proud to cheer on Ruston High Athletics.
Whether it's on the field, court, or track, we're excited to stand by our athletes and celebrate their hard work and dedication. With GBT, you're always banking on a winning team. Go Bearcats!
Step into the winner's circle with a John Deere tractor from Goldman Equipment. Shop North and Central Louisiana's largest John Deere dealer. Goldman Equipment. We're not just in your field.
Welcome back to Bearcat Field. Nick Brown and Toby Nations where the Bearcats lead it 3-0 after 1 inning of play back on the mound for the Bearcats. Got a little rest after. Looked like it was going to be a quick inning for him, half inning for him. But now Tyler Roach back on the mound for the Bearcats.
Yeah, that wasn't really a pretty inning there for Pineville, but like I said, Nick, we'll take what we can get. It was able to give Tyler a little bit more rest and us able to plate 3 runs. And that's kind of strange, Roach, watching him, every batter he's faced so far, he's started him with a 1-0 count.
Center fielder Cohen Hardy up to bat for the Rebels. Fouls that one off. 1-1 count. First pitch was a ball.
But you can see Tyler, he's up there working slow. I mean, he's not really, pressing and trying to be fast.
He's not going to overpower you. He's going to outthink you and put the ball where it's going to be outside part of the plate. You're going to see very methodical. See what we saw against Ash, Toby. Notice his spots, his strikes to be outside part of the plate and get the Rebels to chase. 1-2 the count. That one fouled off. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Battery denied. That one's going to be popped up. See if Lander Smith makes a play on it. Nolan Parnell comes in and makes it.
Yeah, good job by Parnell calling Smith off.
Brian Betts going to yell at Lander, said you never lost the helmet, the headgear. So you think Parnell came in and made the plays. A pop out. Great job, Parnell. Moving him. Parnell, really, you want to watch him move, and I think you see it at progression. Gets better each and every game. Rochelle now batting. Going to be Justin Rochelle, the second baseman for the Pineville Rebels. Swing and a miss.
That's first batter that Tyler started out, where the batter's behind. So good job by Roach. Really nice pitch.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one popped up. Hunter going to give it a little chase. Nearly hit one of the fans in attendance here. It's funny how you see that's changed. Used to say, now they say headache when it.
Yeah. Now nobody says anything. Everybody starts running.
0-2. Roach ahead of Rochelle. The 0-2 pitch on the way. That one fouled off.
Yeah, I'm sure Lander this time, he's really paying attention, not trying to let that third strike get away from him.
He's going to be a slider or curveball on the outside part of the plate. That's where he's set up. Good move from him, and that's exactly what happened, Toby. Good call. Smith corrals this one, makes a high throw down to first base, but Jake Simmons brings it in. Exactly. You look at the 0-2 count, gave him a change-up curve on the side, outside part of the plate, right-handed hitter, so it tailed away. Smith moved over, blocked it up, made the throw down to Simmons. Airmailed it just a little bit, but Simmons making a good play. Going to bring up Garrett Jackson, left fielder for the Rebels. That one right down the middle, but a little bit high.
Yeah, good job by Smith on that last play there to block that ball up. I know he threw it a little high, but Jake's still athletic down there at first.
That one going to be fouled off down the third base side.
Almost got in the corn dog section over there, Nick.
1-1 the count. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Bearcats do lead at 3-0. Smart, believe Coach Guerrero going to come down and talk to his hitter because he knows it's been a quick inning and give Wyatt Griffith, his starting pitcher, a little more time to rest.
Yeah, especially on a warm night like this, and the pitcher, that's got to hurt his psyche a little bit. There you are, 2 outs, and you hit a kid, he's on first, and before you know it, they've got 3 runs on you, and things change really fast in the game of baseball.
Really do. Did all he could do, got ground balls. The guy just third baseman booted 1, first baseman booted 1.
Yeah.
And now the Bearcats lead at 3-0. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Jackson on the outside part of the plate, 1-2.
And I'm sure we'll see Lander setting up really hard this time. Roach is already ready. Lander, they know what's coming.
And there it is. Good breaking ball right down the plate. And Lander fires that one into right field, but the Bearcats for the Rebels pick up no runs on no hits, no one left on base. And the good guys committed no errors. We play 1.5. Bearcats lead at 3-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds with more Bearcat baseball on the Roo 102.3 and the Bearcat Nation Network.
Headquartered in Ruston, Louisiana, HGA is a full-service project management and engineering services firm providing professional services to clients throughout the U.S. and overseas. HGA builds long-term client relationships by listening to clients, leveraging the experience of its professional team, and delivering on its commitments. HGA is a proud supporter of the Bearcat football program.
Holland Real Estate Group has been serving the commercial real estate needs in Louisiana for over 30 years.
Because your business means everything to you, we know the importance of proper planning and location management. With our extensive knowledge of the area, we're able to create individualized solutions for our clients. We work closely with our community leaders to understand growth in the area. Ensuring successful win-win relationships for our clients is what we do best.
Headquartered in Ruston, Louisiana, Hunt Forest Products manufactures a variety of plywood lumber and other specialty wood products to meet a wide variety of building and manufacturing needs. Hunt Forest Products is family-owned and operated.
Bearcat Field, Nick Brown along with Toby Nations. And Toby, tomorrow was going to be a big day. We were going to pack the patio out at Sundown Tavern.
Yeah.
But inclement weather headed this way for Saturday. So Saturday's game has been moved to Friday. Bearcats will be on the road tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be headed down to Pineville tomorrow to see the Bearcats play. Hopefully they can take care of business here tonight, then go down to Pineville and take a little more business down there. So excited about it. I always like, I don't mind Pineville or Alexandria. I'm not saying I want to go down there a bunch, but at least once or twice a year to watch the Bearcats.
All right, now batting, shortstop number 1, Peyton Martin, takes a ball outside part of the plate. Got to move just a little bit, all the technology we have blocking your vision here tonight. So here's the 1-0 pitch. That was a great breaking ball from Griffith. 1-1 evens the count.
Yeah, it was a good pitch by Griffith. Just interesting to see, you come out here after a really quick turnaround by the Bearcats and see how focused he is.
That was going to be a sawed off into the gap, and Martin's going to make 2 out of it, maybe even 3. The ball rolls all the way to it, and Beck is going to wave him on into third. It is a stand-up triple for Peyton Martin. That is one that was sawed off. It was on the outside part of the plate, Toby, and really just swung it, and it hit that turf and rolled all the way to the wall.
Well, being a left-handed batter, hitting it out there to left center, it's still got a lot of spin. It had a lot of run on it when it hit the turf, so good job of hitting there by Peyton Martin.
Never any doubt on Martin going for 2 right out there. You make your double out of the batter's box. He was headed to second. He looked up, and, again, we've talked about it this year. Bearcats are very aggressive on the base path.
Yeah, they've done a great job this year. And granted, they've got out some too, but they've done a really good job at always testing the opposing team's defense and trying to put pressure on them.
Now playing a new position tonight. Wood going to play in second base now, batting for the Bearcats.
Yeah, Hudson had a really nice hit the other night against OCS. He's had a really good bat, found some struggles on defense, so they tried to move him around a little bit. But sometimes the baseball just finds you, Nick.
It's a mental thing over at third, too, because you are making the furthest throw, number 1. And number 2, how much time do you have? It varies as the left-handed hitter, right-handed hitter. Did the ball get to you quick? Did you let the ball play you? So all of those factors come in. You really saw those on a lot. And no, he's certainly a good athlete. Hudson Wood playing second base tonight for the Bearcats. Now, Rebels having a convention out on the mound.
Yeah, you have to be a different cat over there on the hot corner. It's a tough spot to play.
Well, good play. Guerrero knows that runs are going to be hard-pressed to come by, and you're going to see him pull the infield in. The corners are in for the Bearcats, playing for the bunt from Hudson Wood, second baseman.
And I expect to see the bunt here from Hudson, especially with the speed that he has. And he can control the bat pretty well for the Bearcats.
Third baseman is in just a little bit, and here is the breaking ball. And that is one that's going to be tough to bunt. You got to trace it down. That's one that's not going to get far away from the batter's box, and you can make a play on Martin coming home. So 0-1 count to Wood. Bearcats lead it 3-0. There's a swing. Line drive to second baseman. Did that ball hit the turf? No. Umpire John Price rules him out. That one's close. Good play by the second baseman for the Rebels. Now, Bearcats have turned the roster over. Jackson Lee back up here in the bottom of the second. Bearcats lead it 3-0, Toby.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Beck is trying to get another run on the board.
Another breaking pitch. That one just a little bit outside for an
Travis. You could tell Travis maybe wanted to call that a strike, but he was outside. Good job by the behind-the-plate umpire.
One-0 pitch. Line driving to center field. Give him an RBI as Martin easily going to score. And Lee is 1 for 2 on the night.
Yeah, good thing to see, though. Like we said, the last few games, the ball just hasn't found the holes for the Bearcats. And here we are in the bottom of the second, and the Bearcats already have 3 hits with 4 runs on the board.
Absolutely. 4-0 Bearcats lead it in the bottom of the second. Runner down at first is Jackson Lee with the third Bearcat hit of the night. Now J.P. Moak, left fielder, in for the Bearcats. Throw over to first. That one hits
Oh, yeah, he'll be.
And Lee's going to make it a second, going to check it, make it third. That one, interesting, hit Lee, bounced off and rolled away.
Even if the first baseman, maybe would that have been an interference on the first baseman, Lee trying to get up like that?
No,
they got tangled up.
I don't think it would have been. But here's the thing, Toby. You go back. The scouting report is out on the Bearcats. Very aggressive on the base pass because that lead was not one that really warranted that throw over. But the Bearcat base runners are in the head of these starting pitchers.
Well, and that's one thing you'll see when we do get base runners on. It's a lot of pressure.
And Moak turned around and squared the bunt, brought the first baseman in. That one's inside for ball one.
Yeah, and Lee hit that ball. That, he let out, he grounded out to shortstop his first at bat, and that time same spot, just able to get over the shortstop's head. So. Hopefully the baseball is starting to find some holes.
Lee down at second base. J.P. Moak, left-handed hitter for the Bearcats. Wyatt Griffith on the mound for the Rebels. Cam Roller is your catcher. That's your battery tonight.
And you can still see, that Pineville just they're starting to get uncomfortable a little bit when the Bearcats have runners on. And that's a good thing. I hope people think that when they play us is that, hey, man, you better be on your P's and Q's.
Well, the two errors really got to the head of Wyatt Griffith, starting pitcher for the Rebels, because he did all he could do in the top half of the first. And Bearcats really, on one hit, a nice bunt from Carter Love, picked up 3 runs.
Yeah.
Based on 2 errors in the field for the Pineville Rebels. Moak takes that ball, 2-0 the count. Down at second, Speedy Jackson Lee. 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI. That one hammered. Wait on it just a little bit more. Moak sends that one near the old ballpark where I had my coaching debut for the Rusted Dixie. It's a 2-1 the count to Moak, left-handed hitter and left fielder. On Teacher Appreciation Night here at Bearcat Ballpark. Bearcat field that pitch nowhere close. 3-1 the count to Moak.
Yeah, that ball just ran outside big time on Moak.
Hitters count. Down to second, Jackson Lee with an RBI single. Went to second on the pickoff attempt. And that one nearly hit him. Moak's going to try down to first base.
Yeah, good job by Moak. Ball came inside 3-1, but he stood in the box. So Lander Smith steps in. He was hit by a pitch his last at bat. That's what got the little running scoring going for the Bearcats in the bottom of the first.
Number 3 hole hitter, Lander Smith, stepping in for the Bearcats.
Lander's done a really good job this year with the bat and a good job behind the plate.
Lander showing bunt. First and second, throw over to second. Lee is in, standing up.
Yeah, Coach Beck has his cage jacket tucked in. I don't think those are supposed to be meant to be tucked in, Nick. We'll have to talk to him about that.
Fashion advice from the color guy tonight, the analyst.
I see everything, Nick.
The corners are in, playing for the bunt from Smith. Runners on first and second. Bearcats do lead at 4-0 in the bottom of the second. Nick Brown, Toby Nation. Nate, there's a steal. Going to be a hit and run. Pop up. Runners better get back. Bowie going to corral that one, makes the catch, and runners get back safely. It was crazy thing about that.
Yeah.
Lee had third.
Oh, yeah.
Lee had third easily, and
if the second baseman for Pineville hadn't fell asleep, they'd have been able to double us up right there.
Now stepping in, Carter Love had a beautiful bunt in the, seems like several innings ago, but it was just an inning ago. The Bearcats batting the bottom of the second here. So 2 outs, Bearcats, runners at first and second. Another pickoff attempt to second.
But it is fun to see that when the Bearcats get runners on it, whoever we played, it's made their defense nervous because they know that we're going to try to put pressure on you, and it causes mistakes. Now, granted, we'll get out some.
There's another bunt from Love. He's going to speed it, fielded by Griffith. He fires over to first, and they called him out, but I thought he got there. That's the third out, throw to the plate. But it was close, but a nice bunt from Carter Love, but a good play by the pitcher for the Rebels, Wyatt Griffith. He fires over to first baseman D. Bowie, and that retires the side. But the Bearcats do pick up 1 run on 1 hit, left 2 runners on base, and the Rebels committed no errors. We've played 2. Your Bearcats lead at 4-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds with more Bearcat baseball on the Roo 102.3 and the Bearcat Nation Network.
On a journey towards the best dentistry with exceptional care, you need travel no further than the heart of Ruston. There you will find the team behind Johnston & Murphy Dental Care. It's a goal built on the tradition of excellence established more than 60 years ago, a legacy in superior dental care and unparalleled customer service. It's a journey worth taking and one we're proud to make with you. Come experience the best dentistry and exceptional customer service. Johnston & Murphy Dental Care. There's a story behind every smile.
When it comes to physical therapy, there's one name to know. That's Johnson Physical Therapy. And as always,
Back to Bearcat Field, Toby, it's a great night to see a lot of students. It's Teacher Appreciation Night, but a great night. You see a lot of the student body making their way out to the field tonight.
Hey, it's great that students show up to appreciate their teachers, and, you know, we're really blessed at Ruston High School. We've got a great administration there. They've done a great job there, and it's a wonderful place to go to school.
Absolutely. We'll talk about a new sport added, one of the first time in over a decade, one that hits close to our houses, but now batting for the Rebels. Boy, Tyler Roach on the mound looking good tonight. Lander Smith, that's your battery tonight. But stepping in for the Rebels. And that was the outside part of the plate. He pulled it. Nolan Parnell going to make the play, easily throw over. And that's what you worry about. You move Simmons over to first base. Can he make the play? Yes, he does. He's a baseball player. But that was a good play by Nolan Parnell to make it and really feel that and make a good throw. And give it credit. That was number 10, Wyatt Griffith, the pitcher, and he chased that. When he pulled it, it was outside part of the plate. You want to hit that one where it's pitched. But now stepping in is the other half of that battery. That's Cam Roller. He hits one into right field, and isn't that poetic?
Yes.
The last two plays made by the two guys that moved. Great job of Carter Love. It's funny when I looked at the lineup, and to see Carter every morning at the gym, 5 o'clock in the morning working out, but really, it's one of the first times I've ever got to see him play in the field other than pitching or hitting, but he looked like a natural on that one. And just with that, the Rebels have turned their roster over. So Wes Oates, right fielder, stepping in for the Rebels.
Well, and that's another thing, Nick, too, you talk about. They're just good baseball players. I mean, Jake Simmons and Carter Love, they've been playing baseball a long time, and they're really athletic. So, you plug them in and let them play.
Swinging a miss from Oates, leadoff hitter. Oates, the first time up, Toby, really took a good cut, but kind of overhit the old swinging bunt, and Roach made a good play on it. 1-1 evens the count. 2 outs here in the top of the third. 0-2 pitch, that one hit right back to Roach. Roach with his third play of the night, showing maybe going for a gold glove here at Bearcat Field tonight. We played 2.5. That was a quick one. Bearcats lead at 4-0. Listen to Bearcat Baseball on the Roo 102.3 and the Bearcat Nation Network. We're going to take a 60-second break, and we'll be back with more Bearcat Baseball.
Hey, I'm Max, and I take pictures for the Bearcat Nation Network.
What's up? I'm Dickenzie, and I run camera 2.
Hey y'all, I'm Clayton, aka Sparky, and I run your high center camera for the Bearcat Nation Network.
Hi, I'm Joey, and I run camera for freshman and JV games.
What's up, Bearcat Nation? My name is Christian, and I'm a cameraman and host of Touchdown Talks.
Hi, I'm Josh Dalton, and I run the stream and replays for the Bearcat Nation Network.
I'm Carson Calhoun, and I'm the cameraman for freshman and JV games.
I'm Sebastian. I create graphics and run cameras for Bearcat Nation Network.
Hey, I'm Daniel, and I'm on the sidelines for Bearcat Nation Network.
What's up, Bearcat fans? I'm Tate, and I'm on the field with the wireless.
Hey, I'm Araja, class 2025. This is my 4th Defining You at Bearcat Nation Network. You can find me at camera 2 or camera 3.
I'm Avery Madden. I'm the media coordinator, and I work in the press box running replays and music.
Pierce Lumber has all of your outdoor cooking and tailgate needs covered with...
Back to Bearcat Field, Nick Brown and Toby Nations. Nolan Parnell looks at a strike, made a good play last inning over at third base. Right-handed hitting Parnell. Bearcats lead at 4-0 in the bottom of the third. Breaking ball in for strike 2, and Parnell is quickly behind 0-2.
Yeah, that was a nice breaking ball there for the second strike.
Wyatt Griffith on the mound for the Rebels. Throws that one. Parnell nearly chased. Good spot location. I tell you, I think we'd see a lot of different pitching out of Wyatt Griffith if it hadn't been for those 2 boots in the first inning by the Rebels. That one hit down the line, going to be just foul. That would have been a triple, no doubt, for Parnell. That was a good job of protecting the dish. That was probably going to be a ball anyway, but you don't want to leave it too close to call. Parnell doing a great job of hitting with this 1-2 count.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see that ball move about 4 foot to the left, but it is what it is.
So here's a 1-2 pitch to Parnell. Upstairs, evens the count at 2-2.
Yeah, talking about Griffith, the Pineville pitcher, he's really pitched pretty well, Nick.
He really is. That one outside part of the plate, pulled the shortstop, backhands it, fires over to first base, gets the speedy Parnell. Good play by the shortstop for the Rebels. That's Aiden Ordner. Ordner also pitches. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Ordner tomorrow. Wind blowing in tonight, so not going to see the home runs. You know, I thought about that. Did you get to call a home run when you filled in for my absence?
No, I did not.
I have yet to call a home run.
Well, I haven't even really seen one in our games.
I don't think we've had. Well, I'll have to look. But Jake Simmons now stepping in. Simmons swings, fouls that one off. Simmons made a good play down at first base and also did a good job on the great block from Lander Smith. Fire down to first base. Showed a little athletic ability, a vertical leap. But 0-1-2 Simmons moved over to first base tonight. That one hit off into foul territory. Third baseman gives it a chase. Almost makes a Willie Mays-style catch, but new life for Simmons, 0-2.
Yeah, I believe Nick East Ascension, when we got 10 run down there in that tournament, was the last home run. That's the only home run I've even seen hit against the Bearcats.
So 0-2 count to Simmons. One out here in the bottom of the third. That one inside part of the plate. Good take from Simmons.
Yeah, that's a nice take right there.
1-2 to Simmons. Bearcats lead at 4-0 on Teacher Appreciation Night here at Bearcat Field. That one pulled down the first base line, foul.
Yeah, I'd like to see Jake, kind of get back in this thing. He's just had a tough time elevating the baseball his last few at-bats.
1-2 pitch. Outside for ball 2.
But, Griffith, how many pitches has he thrown?
He's only thrown 48 pitches.
Yeah, so, not a bad job tonight.
That one pulled foul as well.
A little warmer weather. It's gonna, like I said, as the game goes along, and here in Louisiana it's so humid, so it'll be interesting to see how these pitchers do, especially even the guys behind the plate.
It's a 2-2 count. Hunter Soto, designated hitter, on deck for the Bearcats. That one's inside. 3-2. Great at bat. It was behind 0-2. Now finds it with an even count. It's a good job of hitting and fouling off by Simmons.
Yeah, way to work it. He worked his way back in there.
Wyatt Griffith on the mound for the Rebels. Cam Roller catching. Simmons batting. That one, tomahawk foul. And that was that breaking pitch. That was one that could have been ball 4, but you're really too close to let it go.
Yeah, just go ahead and take a hack at it. And if it's foul, just start over.
So to be behind 0-2, just a great at bat from Simmons. Playing first base tonight for the Bearcats. That one fouled off good. Oppo.
Over in the corn dog section. Wonder how many grills he hit down there. I can see Bilberry flipping it up.
I think, Toby, this is the 14th pitch in this at bat.
Yeah. And he started out 0-2, so way to work his way back in there.
And that one's in for ball 4, so Simmons going to make his way down to first base with a free pass and bring up the designated hitter, Hunter Soto.
Yeah, he took more balls than I think Tyler threw last inning. So
now batting number 28, Hunter Soto.
Yeah, hopefully Hunter can get it going. His last 3 at-bats, he's struck out, but he's had a hot bat up to that point. So he is due to get things going here for the Bearcats.
0 for 1 on the afternoon, down at first base is Simmons. And that is the first time tonight that Wyatt Griffith didn't throw over and delivered a pitch to the plate as down at first base, Simmons. So that one's in high for a ball. 1-0 the count to Soto. And just like that, Simmons is off. There's a good throw down. Going to get him. So just a good throw down from our catcher, Cam Rowland, for the Pineville Rebels.
Well, maybe Simmons got a little late jump on
Well,
that
I
one.
tell you also, too, it was a fastball. And it goes through. You're going to steal a lot of times on the pitcher. Other times the Bearcats have stolen, been a breaking ball. Not sure if that was a hit and run, but no swing from Hunter Soto. 2-0 the count to Soto. He swings at that. We're going to pop that one into shallow right field. Second baseman goes back and makes the play for the Rebels. So good job from Justin Rochelle. Moved off. That's going to be the third out. The Bearcats pick up no runs on no hits. The Rebels committed no errors. No runners left on base. We played 3, and the Bearcats lead it 4-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds with more Bearcat baseball on the Roo 102.3 and the Bearcat Nation Network.
Pierce Lumber has all of your outdoor cooking and tailgate needs covered with the full line of Traeger grills, Big Green eggs, Blackstone griddles, and Yeti products. They have a great selection of wood pellets and seasonings from meat church to hardcore. With the Turtle Box speaker and smokeless solo stove, Pierce Lumber is everything you need for the ultimate outdoor experience. Located at 1032 Burgessville Road in Ruston, or check them out on Facebook or Instagram. Go Big Ruston.
Firmly founded since 1936, Pierce Lumber has been your go-to for quality building products in Ruston and North Louisiana. Whether you're doing a small project or building something new from the ground up, they have the products and materials you need from start to finish, including Benjamin Moore paints and No. 1 kiln and dried treated lumber processed locally by Midstate Wood Preservers. They carry tools from DeWalt, Milwaukee, Senco, and Ego Power Tools for the maintenance for your home. They are located at 1032 Burgessville Road in Ruston, or you can check them out on Facebook or Instagram. Go Bearcats!
Provision Security says Go Bearcats and offers everything you need for residential and commercial security, camera systems, alarms, alarm monitoring, networking, audio, visual installation, and
Welcome back to Bearcat Field, where the Bearcats lead it 4-0 here in the top of the fourth. This has been a very quick game tonight.
Yeah, Tyler Roach has done a really good job tonight for the Bearcats on the mound. I mean, he's only thrown 26 pitches. 22 of them are strikes, and has faced 10 batters for Pineville.
Batting is for the Rebels.
And that's been kind of hit, you know, the first pitch to him most of the time has been up and in on the Pineville batter.
This is Ordner, and Ordner's the one that, checking out the stats, has the ability to take it deep, but tonight with the wind blowing in, it shall be interesting to see. Playing shortstop, may see him pitch in this series. That one inside for 3-0.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen Tyler Roach
really get behind on a hitter, and really haven't seen, the Rebels have had what? One base runner tonight?
Yeah, that's it, on the drop third strike.
Drop third strike, and he's going to make his way down to first with a 4-pitch walk, uncharacteristic of Tyler Roach.
And maybe, you know, Coach Beck, Doc Wilkerson's like, hey, man, we're not going to let this kid hurt us. You know, we'll try to pitch around him a little bit. Be interesting to see what Pineville tries to do with the base runner on. Down 4-0 here.
First baseman D. Bowie stepping in, right-handed hitter. Big kid, probably 6'2", 6'3". Down at first base is Ordner, shortstop. Got a good lead. Roach looks over, no throw, ball is high. 1-0 the count to the first baseman.
So that's what, five straight balls that he's thrown so far?
Have you were in College Station, they would.
Yeah, they'd be chanting it.
Here's a 1-0 pitch from Roach. That one right down the middle.
Yeah, there we go. Clean the slate there, Tyler.
1-1, really. Rebels probably going to be conservative here, down 4 in the top of the fourth. Only second base runner of the night.
Well, Lander's got a good arm.
Ordner with a little bigger lead. That one throw pitches outside. Ball 2, 2-1 to Bowie.
I don't know if Tyler's lost a little bit of control here. Just kind of dial it back in.
2-1 pitch down in the dirt. Good block from Lander. Smith blocks it up. 3-1 the count.
So we had a leadoff walk. Now we're 3-1. That's kind of uncharacteristic for Tyler.
Hitters count here to Bowie, first baseman. Swing and a miss. Really not even a good swing. Bowie just took a chop at it. Was halfway out of the batter's box when swung.
We call that a big daddy hack.
It's a 3-2 count to Bowie. Down at first base is Ordner. He walked 4 straight pitches.
He swung like he had the old red wiffle ball bat on that one, Nick.
And there's the throw over to Ordner just to keep him close. But really conservative by the Pineville Rebels tonight. They trail the Ruston Bearcats 4-0. Delayed. No, didn't steal. Gave the old 1-2 step. And I think really that distracted Bowie. He took a swing like, did I miss a hit and run?
Yeah.
And so he took a swing at what would have been ball 4, so strikes out for the first out of the inning for the Bearcats.
Yeah, hopefully that'll let Tyler, kind of get in there and refocus with the strikeout there.
I've been ball 4. It was way up in the zone.
Oh, yeah. He shouldn't have swung at it. But when he delayed, act like he's going to fake steal, I think it threw him off a little bit. I think you're right on that, Nick.
Like I missed a hit and run. Matt Edwards, designated hitter up, fouls that one off. 0-1, good pitch from Roach. Bearcats lead, if you're just joining us, 4-0 here in the top of the 4th. Been a very quick game.
Yeah, good job by Roach. I mean, like I said, this is third batter face this inning, and that's the first one he started out ahead. He threw 5 straight balls with a walk and was able to strike out Bowie, the first baseman for Pineville. Now he's 0-1.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. 0-1 pitch delivered. That one's out of the zone. Evens the count at 1-1. Trying to get Edwards to chase that one.
That's a good-looking pitch. I mean, I call them good pitches. They don't call them strikes, but they're good pitches.
Teacher appreciation night here at Bearcat Field. That one's outside for ball 2.
Yeah, we can't really see the Bearcat bullpen from here. I don't think they'd have anybody warming up. I mean, Tyler's done pretty good. Hasn't thrown a lot of pitches.
Nobody warming up. A couple of guys in there sitting, throw over from Roach, pick off, but nowhere close. Ordner really doesn't have a big lead.
Yeah. You'd almost forget he's there.
2-1 pitch delivered. That one's upstairs for 3-1.
Yeah, Tyler's doing a real good job of mixing up his delivery time. He's making it look different every time. So hopefully that'll give the runner for Pineville not a good look.
3-1 count. Hitters count to the designated hitter, Edwards, for the Rebels. Runner takes off. Ordner takes off. It's ball 4.
Well, I think he called it a strike.
Well, I'll tell you, Bearcats caught a break, but that certainly looked like ball 4 to me. So 3-2 evens the count, but the runner Ordner does still and is down at second. Now, Peyton Martin told him to go back to first. It was a foul ball, but Ordner said, I'm not falling for that tonight. 3-2 count here to Edwards, the designated hitter. Bearcats lead it 4-0. Here's a payoff pitch. Swung and a miss. Strikeout. So 2 strikeouts in this inning for Tyler Roach.
Yeah, when we played Glenbrook, Nick, Glenbrook did a pretty sneaky thing. The kid hit a double, and when he got to second base, he ran towards third base, acting like he was taking his gloves off, trying to hand it to his coach. And they didn't give us time, so he was able to advance to third.
Now batting Cohen Hardy, center fielder. Runner down at second is Ordner. He reached on a walk. Stole second. So 0-1 the count to Hardy. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Bearcats lead at 4-0. There's the 0-1 pitch. Just a little bit outside on the off-speed pitch.
Yeah, still a good pitch. Still a good 0-1 pitch for Roach. Missed a little bit. Didn't get him to chase, but, hey, he's throwing a little fish bait out there.
Wind blowing in here on Teacher Appreciation Night tonight. That breaking ball is going to be hit into center field. Playing shallow Lee, the speedy Lee, going to come in and make the play. And that retires the side for the Pineville Rebels. Pick up no runs on no hits. The Bearcats committed no errors. 1 runner left on base. We've played 3.5. Bearcats lead at 4-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds with more Bearcat baseball on the Roo 102.3 and the Bearcat Nation Network.
Provision Security says go Bearcats and offers everything you need for residential and commercial security, camera systems, alarms, alarm monitoring, networking, audio, visual installation, and home entertainment. All cameras can be viewed on your smartphone as well as activating the alarm. Competitive rates and friendly service as we strive for perfection. Provision Security, preserving your past, protecting your future.
Building a life is different for everyone because everyone is different. That's why State Farm is there. Contact local agent Skip Russell for a quote today. The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price.
Stepping into bat, the shortstop Peyton Martin looks at the first pitch, and that one's going to be a little bit outside for ball one. 1-0 the count to the shortstop Martin. Bearcats lead it 4-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. That one was right down Broadway. That was right down the middle for strike one. Evens the count at 1-1. Probably one of the better looking pitches you're going to see in that at bat. 1-1 the count to Martin. Left-handed hitting shortstop Wyatt Griffith, Cam Roller. That's your battery for the Pineville Rebels. Allen pulls that one to second base. Smooth 4-3 if you scored at home. Second baseman Justin Rochelle made a great play, threw it over to Bowie. That brings up our second baseman for the Bearcats, Hudson Wood. Made the move over for third base. I think he's looked a little more comfortable. I think it really transfers to your entire game, Toby. Looks more comfortable at the plate as well.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's had a really good bat, but, sometimes, the ball will find you when you're having a tough time, and that's just what it's done to him at third.
Pitch to Wood.
Yeah,
in for a strike. 0-1. Yeah. Good pitch from.
Nice pitch from Griffith.
Griffith has not done a bad job. I really think those two errors, glad they had him. Bearcats lead it 4-0.
Yeah, if you take that off the board, it's a lot closer game than that.
Bearcats scored 3 runs with 2 outs. It all started with a hit batsman and 2 errors in the bottom of the first. 1 hit, a bunt from Carter Love, and that's a strikeout. Wood goes down.
Yeah, and you can tell, when we get base runners on, the game, the defensive game for Pineville changes. You can just see the pressure that it puts on them, but here we are with 2 outs. It looks like it's going to be a quick inning that if Jackson Lee, doesn't get something going here.
And Bearcats turn the roster over. Lee is 1 for 2. Hits that one down. Oh, just foul. Line drive. Got past the third baseman with just a little bit foul. So 0-1 count to Lee. The center fielder made a great play. Was playing deep, really deep, and has the wheels to make the play and came in and made that third out in the last half inning.
Yeah, we just need a little 2-out magic here.
And that one's going to be hit sky high into center field. Center fielder for the Rebels moves over and gives it a chase, and that's Cohen Hardy making the play for the third out. So Hardy brings it in, so the Bearcats pick up no runs on no hits. The Rebels committed no errors, and the Bearcats left no one on base. We've played 4. Bearcats lead it 4-0. We'll be back with more Bearcat baseball on the Rue 102.3 and the Bearcat Nation Network in 60 seconds.
Hi, I'm Murphy DeMoss, and welcome to Tip of the Week. It's crucial to know when it's okay to have your tire repaired and when it should be replaced. If a tire loses air pressure, it must be removed from the wheel for a complete internal inspection. Tires that are run underinflated or flat for even a short period of time can be damaged beyond repair. See your pros for your tire repair today and experience the difference at Walpole Tire and Service in either Ruston or West Monroe.
Hunter Smith, class of 1999, and Josh Beckham, class of 2006, are firmly founded. Contact us for 2 Bearcats who will be a trusted advisor in your next sell or purchase of recreational, investment, or hunting property. Go Cats!
field. Nick Brown along with Toby Nation. Toby, Bearcats lead it 4-0 here, and we saw really the Pineville Rebel coaching staff bring everyone out of the dugout and talk to them. They realize, hey, this is it. And you go through 4-0, Bearcats lead it as we move to the top of the fifth.
Yeah, and Tyler, that last inning, I mean, that was probably his biggest struggle so far. And, Pineville had an opportunity to get things going, but just couldn't take advantage of it. But, here on Teacher Appreciation Night, you see Principal Dan Gressett and Coach Jared Ball, and what you were saying earlier, if you can tell everybody out there, we're going to have a new sport at Ruston High School next year, Nick.
Absolutely. That one's a drive into left field. Is it going to drop fair? It does not. Gets just foul. That was one that was a tweener, Toby.
Yeah.
Right over the third base. You see Moki gave it good chase.
I think that's the one that cost Arkansas a national championship, except that was over in right field.
Yeah, new sport being added, announced this week, Toby. I think it's been how many years ago that volleyball was added, but wrestling going to be added to the mix. You and I, our sons, both a part of it. It's been really exciting. Now, it's been a learning curve for me. I don't know any of the moves. I mean, I don't know what they're called. Right. I've watched a lot of them, but an 0-2 here to Rochelle, and he fouls that one off. Good way to stay alive from Rochelle.
Yeah, I know about as much about wrestling as I do ice hockey, but a big thanks to for Coach Abear and them. They really coach those kids well with Triad Wrestling, the club. It's been a really good thing for my kid especially, just speaking as a dad.
A new life for Rochelle. He fouls that one off. Boy, this goes back, reminds me, Toby, of the bat from Jacob Simmons earlier. Fell behind 0-2 and then fouled several off. So Rochelle battling here 0-2 the count. And that one swing and a miss. Good job by Roach picking the spot tonight. Boy, great location. We've seen him work twice here at Bearcat Field against Ashland. Maybe he really likes pitching against ball players from Rapides Parish because he is looking good tonight. It strikes Rochelle out.
Well, he's done a great job tonight. I'm just glad he came out here the first batter and sat him down.
Garrett Jackson, now the left fielder for the Rebels, stepping in. That one a ball. 1-0 the count to Jackson. Bearcats lead at 4-0 if you're just now joining us here in the top of the fifth. Been a quick ball game. That's a line drive, going to be a hit into left field, fielded by Moak. Boy, backhanded that one.
Yeah.
Fires it into second. Boy, Moak with a cannon.
Yeah, good job by Moak. I'm sure you could hear somebody chirping at him, hey, get your body in front of the ball, because if that got past him, he's going to be able to get three.
Just backhanded that one and fired it into second. So that is, I didn't want to say anything, that is the first hit on the night. And I'm glad you didn't, because had you said something, I've been really upset with you. But the no-hitter from Roach is now gone. So the first hit for the Pineville Rebels, and Garrett Jackson, the left fielder. Wyatt Griffith, pitcher, now up to bat.
Yeah, I'm not a big jinxer or believe in that kind of stuff, but I didn't say anything because honestly I really wasn't paying attention.
Well, you should be. That's baseball. You can't.
I just didn't pay attention to that. So he's just done a really good job pitching tonight.
Well, that was the first hit for the Pineville Rebels. Bearcats lead at 4-0. 1-0 count to the starting pitcher for the Rebels. It's interesting, and Wyatt Griffith must be a good hitter. Leave him here trailing 4-0. You have your first hit of the night, and not a designated hitter for the Rebels. So Griffith must be in it for the long haul. Hasn't had a bad night on the mound for the Rebels.
He's a good pitcher for the Rebels.
1-0 pitch. That one's hit, blooped into right field. Carter Love going to make a play. Oh, he wanted to double off. No one was at home. Simmons moved over towards second base. Kind of odd. That ball hit in between second base and right field, so you wondered if
it must have had a weird come off the bat where, because you even saw Hudson Woods spin around and
you wondered. I think Simmons thought it might tail over towards the first base side, so when Carter Love made the play, he wanted to double up
but
Garrett, but he did Jackson, but had no throw. No one was at first base, so 2 outs here for the Rebels. Catcher Roller going to step in, hits that one to third base. Parnell Fields, a great play, going to fire it over to Simmons, and just like that is the third out. So that hit for the Rebels did no damage. The Rebels pick up no runs on one hit. They leave one runner on base. No errors committed by your Bearcats. We played 4.5. Bearcats lead at 4-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds with more Bearcat baseball on the Roo 102.3.
Hey y'all, I'm Murphy DeMoss at Walpole Tire and Service, and welcome to Tip of the Week. Did you know that maintaining proper tire pressure is essential for your vehicle's performance? First, it enhances safety by improving handling and reducing the risk of blowouts. Second, keeping your tires properly inflated extends their lifespan. And lastly, it boosts fuel efficiency, which saves you some money at the pump. Come experience the difference at Walpole Tire and Service at either Ruston or West Monroe.
Located at 151 Haddocks Road, Premier Storage of Ruston has the extra space you need. Their gated storage facility offers 24-hour access to climate and non-climate spaces with secure locks and video surveillance. Secure your space online at premierstorageruston.com or call 318-232-7973 for assistance.
JP, move.
Welcome back to Bearcat Field. Nick Brown and Toby Nations up for the Bearcats this inning. Moak, Smith, and Love. Moak 0 for 1 on the evening.
Yeah, JP had a good play out there in left field. The first hit against Tyler Roach. I guess I probably did know. It's just kind of like trying to find a $100 bill in your wallet you forgot about, Nick.
Doesn't happen. That good breaking ball from Wyatt Griffith in. They're going to give him a ball on that one. Good-looking pitch.
Nice pitch.
I think Moak 1-0 to Moak. Left fielder hitting from the left-hand side of the plate. That one outside, 2-0. Makes you wonder about the depth, though. 4-0, you get your first hit. You keep Griffith out on the mound. So 2-0 the count to Moak. That one.
And that's the thing. I mean, these bigger schools, usually they'll have a bunch of arms. That's like Ruston. We have a bunch of arms, but you're just not sure what Pineville has or how their coach wants to set it up, to play a 2-game series.
4 straight pitch walk for Moak. So down at first base is Moak.
Now batting number 10, Lander Smith.
Lander Smith, the catcher, stepping up.
And Lander can hit with power, and also he's shown that he can bunt the baseball nicely.
Lander 0 for 1 on the afternoon. And I mentioned Pineville having 1 hit. Bearcats only have 3 on the night. 2 costly errors in the bottom of the first really enabled the Bearcats to get that 3-0 lead. Only added 1 run to it. And now you're going to see a lot of pitches over to first to try and pick off Moak.
Yeah, Griffith's done a good job for the Rebels, and it's just just his defense has kind of let him down a little bit.
Here's the first pitch of the plate outside. Ball 1. 1-0 to Lander Smith, catcher tonight. He's 0 for 1 on the night. Bearcats lead it 4-0. Down at first base is J.P. Moak on a 4-pitch walk.
JP's got a lot of speed.
And that was a hit and run, and Smith fouls that one off into the parking lot.
Yeah, you can see Coach Beck. He's trying to generate something here.
1-1 the count to the catcher, Lander Smith.
I mean, we hadn't scored a run in the last 2 innings, so, the Bearcats need to get some runs here. I mean, 4-0 just, in baseball, especially in high school baseball, nothing's really safe, Nick.
That throw over from Griffith into the dirt, that was one the Bearcats really caught a break earlier in the game, so the pickoff attempts have not been great here. 1-1 the count, Moak down at first base. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Caught the corner for strike 2. So Lander behind in the count, 1-2. Off-speed pitch caught the outside part of the plate.
That was a nice off-speed pitch. It really slowed down coming in.
1-2 to Smith. Down at first base is Moak, and they've got him picked off. Good move from Griffith, and Moak has been picked off. Just threw over, and he had too big of a lead. The delay from Wyatt Griffith to the plate really made that happen because Moak had too big of a lead, going to steal second base. So he's picked off now, 1 out and a 1-2 count to Lander Smith. Lander's going to reach out on that one on the outside part of the plate, poke it into center field. Center fielder for the Rebels came on to make a very good play, but he was deep on. That was Cohen Hardy. That one just a reach out. It was on the outside part of the plate. Lander was like, is this going to be strike 3? No, reaches out for it. Pokes it into center field. Center fielder playing deep, Randy and Cohen Hardy, and made the play. So now batting for the Bearcats. A right fielder, Carter Love. Carter Love's 1 for 2 on the night. Grounded out to the second baseman and had that nice bunt in the first inning.
Yeah, we need a little 2-out magic here.
That one is popped up into fair territory. And shortstop makes a play, a quick inning for the Bearcats. Bearcats pick up no runs on no hits, no runners left on base. Rebels commit no errors. We have played 5. Bearcats lead it 4-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds with more Bearcat baseball on the Roo 102.3 and the Bearcat Nation Network.
Calling Bearcat Nation. This is Bill Hogan at Century Next Bank. Here we love our Bearcats, and we know there's no team like our home team. Remember, when you bank with us, you bank with locals. And that's a win for our community. Go Bearcats. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Chris.
Welcome back to Ruston High School Baseball. I'm Toby Nations along with Nick Brown as your Bearcats lead the Pineville Rebels 4-0 going into the top of the 6th inning. And Tyler Roach is back on the mound for the Bearcats. He's done really good. I mean, 56 pitches, 38 of them are strikes. He's faced 18 Rebel batters. So Wes Oates will be leading off for Pineville here in the top of the 6th. Just, you know, the bats have kind of gone flat a little bit for the Bearcats. Really hasn't produced any runs in the last 3 innings. But, you know, really and truly, Nick, I mean, you know, that Griffin has done a good job for Pineville. And, you know, we've only had a few hits. I mean, only 3 hits.
Yeah, really,
for the
3 hits. You're right, 3 hits on the night. And we talk about it. We're not ad nauseum and beating a dead horse with those errors really doomed the Pineville Rebels. Here's Roach. And Roach has been a great game. Good leadoff hitter. Grounds that one out to Simmons. Simmons makes a good play, and he is upset with himself. Really hadn't been the leadoff. Has not had the night that the Rebels wanted out of him.
Well, you know, you go back to it, errors. And
I want to stop you right there. Really, that was a good coaching move. Did not run that one all the way out. Was going to the dugout. Pineville coach said, no, you're going to run that out, and he went back to first base. So now batting the number 2 hitter, Aiden Ordner.
Yeah, it's nice to see Pineville's coach, you know, playing the game the right way. You know,
it really is.
You know, making your kids finish.
Now, hey, you know you're frustrated, but do the right things. Boy, what a beautiful pitch. I want to tell you, Roach is that guy that, Toby, he gets better as the night goes on.
Oh, yeah. He gets a little lather going, and he just gets nastier and nastier.
And that one's going to be pulled. See if Parnell can make the play over to third base. He scoops it up, fires it to Simmons, and just like that, 2 outs for the Bearcats. I want to tell you, he's really got more comfortable. In the first part of the game, he was looking around, checking out his defense. Hey, it's new to all of us. You got Carter Love in right field. You got Simmons over at first base. So the entire right side of the infield is new tonight for the Bearcats. And Roach was looking over it. Now 2 outs here and stepping in to bat for the Rebels, number 3 hitter. Fouls that one up. That's Bowie.
Well, and Tyler also, I mean, when he walked a kid and, you know, threw 5 straight balls. He still hasn't flinched in this game. He's just been out there competing the whole time.
0-1 pitch to Bowie, the first baseman. That one's outside. 1-1 evens the count.
You know, he's only given up 1 hit, and so he just pitched a really gem here so far.
Good crowd on hand tonight for Teacher Appreciation tonight. And that one's hit sky high into left field. Moak moving over. And he makes the play. What a quick inning. The Rebels pick up no runs on no hits. The Bearcats committed no errors. Nobody left on base. Toby, we've already played 5.5. The Bearcats lead it 4-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds with more Bearcat baseball on the Roo 102.3 and the Bearcat Nation Network.
Hi, I'm Christian Lewis from the Bearcat Nation Network. We are a student-operated broadcasting group dedicated to bringing quality entertainment through the streaming of Ruston High athletic events. We rely on donations from the community to keep our operations running. Please consider donating or purchasing an ad to keep the Bearcat Nation Network your source for Ruston High sports.
Dan and I started Cummins and Fitz in October of 2018. We were both practicing family law and identified a need in our community.
A divorce is often one of the most traumatic and stressful experiences of a person's life. As family law attorneys, we are dealing with divorce, custody, child support, spousal support, and community property petitions. We understand that these issues are complex and that our clients need personalized, focused attention. We hope that you'll trust us when choosing who to represent you, should you find yourself going through a divorce.
Welcome back to Ruston High School Baseball. I'm Toby Nations along with Nick Brown, where your Bearcats lead the Pineville Rebels 4-0 going into the bottom of the sixth, with Nolan Parnell leading it off for the Bearcats. Nolan's had a really good job at third base. I believe he's had 3 putouts over there, but he looks healthy. He's moving good. He's throwing the ball good, so it's really good to see that out of Nolan Parnell, the junior third baseman for your Bearcats.
Now, something not sure what the home plate umpire is referring to, moved over to the Pineville dugout, kind of a little delay in action.
And, they still got Griffin on the mound for the Rebels, and you really can't blame him. He's pitched a good game.
I mean, you look, you mentioned it was a 4-0 ball game. Bearcats have 3 hits on the night. In fact, would not surprise me to see, I think I saw a pinch hitter warming up on deck circle. We'll see if that comes to fruition. But Parnell hits that one sharply to the shortstop, and Ordner makes the play, recovers, bobbled just a minute, but recovers to get Parnell out at first base. I mean, you look, we're talking about a 3-hit game and a 1-hit game, and I think that's concerning to this coaching staff. Would not surprise me to, and you see that, yes, down in the on-deck circle. I believe that is Caleb Hampton, left-handed hitter.
And Caleb, the last 3 at-bats he's produced. He's been 3 for 3 for the Bearcats.
We had 2 hits on senior day. I remember that. And that one nearly hit Simmons in for ball 1. 1-0 the count to the first baseman tonight. Left-handed hitting first baseman Jacob Simmons. Here's a 1-0 pitch. All-speed pitch in for a strike. Evens the count at 1-1.
Yeah, you just Griffith's pitched a really good game, but, still the Bearcat bats are just like we were talking about earlier. They just hit it right to people.
And there's one of those things. A nice play from Ordner at shortstop. Didn't charge it, took the bounce, and threw out Simmons. This is one now that, been a quick inning. Roach has not had much time to rest. Really no pitchers have tonight. Hampton, only seen 4 hits on the night.
Yeah, like I said, Hampton, he's been really productive when he's been plugged in for the Bearcats.
And good to see him. That's one thing we talked about. Hampton's a guy that played baseball when he was younger, kind of gave it up. New coaching staff comes out and said, hey, we're looking for bodies. And Hampton went out for the team, made the team left-handed hitter, and takes that pitch for a ball.
Yeah, it's good to see you come back like that. You're not just, there's nothing like being in a baseball dugout, but still, he's really produced for the Bearcats.
1-0, swing and a miss on that breaking pitch.
And you talk about power for the Bearcats. Caleb has a lot of power.
That pitch, he missed that one so bad. I will see this breaking pitch again. That one looked low, but it's going to be in for strike 2. Now we've got a problem. Hampton's got a 1-2 count. They're 2 outs. Was fooled miserably by that breaking pitch. Hits that one into right field. Can't believe that. Came in with a fastball, and he is 4 for 4 last 4 bats. Hampton down at first base with a single. The 4th hit on the night for the Bearcats.
Yeah,
that one really, you said, Toby, he's nowhere close to hitting that curveball. And
why wouldn't you go back to it? I mean, but hey, hats off to Caleb Hampton. Did a great job, 1 and 2, staying alive and getting on base. So a little 2-out magic for the Bearcats, and that's Michael Briscoe coming in as that'd be a pinch runner, wouldn't it?
That would be a pinch runner for the pinch hitter.
Yeah.
I saw Briscoe today at lunch. Boy, enjoyed it at the Ruston High cafeteria. A little Frito pie today.
Yeah. So y'all didn't like fish portion on bun the other day?
No, don't bring it up. It's sore subject at the Brown household. In fact, Brett wanted to email the cafeteria superintendent, said, hey, what's up with this fish?
It's not their fault.
0-1's the count to Martin. Griffith haven't baffled on that breaking pitch, 0-2.
It's a nice pitch. It kind of freezes you, and it takes a little while for it to get there.
Throw over to Hampton. He's in safely.
You talking about school lunch. I mean, I've asked the boys several times if they ever have roast beef and mashed potatoes, please call me. That was my favorite meal. We broke legs running to the lunchroom.
0-2 the count to Martin. You know, I don't think you're that far off with that breaking leg. Oh, a pass ball, and Briscoe going to go down to second. No throw. I know you don't slide much on turf in practice. Our slides have looked very awkward going into second tonight. That was a very awkward slide. I think Simmons or Lee had an awkward slide into second. Moat we understand because he was picked off. Down at second is Briscoe running for Hampton, who got a single, the fourth hit of the night for the Bearcats. Bearcats lead it 4-0. Martin got a ground to Rochelle at second base. He throws to Bowie, and just like that, the Bearcats are retired. We have played 6 innings. Bearcats lead it 4-0. The Bearcats pick up no runs on one hit. Pineville committed no errors. 1 runner left on base. We played 6. Good guys 4. Pineville nothing. We'll be back in 60 seconds with more baseball. Bearcat baseball on the Roo 102.3 and the Bearcat Nation Network.
I'm Brett Brown, and when I want fireworks, there is only one place I go, and that is Family Fireworks. Family Fireworks supports all Ruston High activities. John, Barbara, Jim, Jennifer, and Philip Ford are all Ruston High graduates. Family Fireworks is located at 116 UPS Road off Highway 33 in Ruston. We are the tent in the back. Just like you celebrate Bearcat and Lady Bearcat victories, come celebrate your firework holidays with us. We have been making memories for over 20 years. Come have fun with Family Fireworks. Ford Family says go big Ruston.
First Ruston invites you to join them on Sundays at 8:30, 9:45, or 11 a.m. We offer kids worship at all 3 services. On Wednesday nights, students meet at the Powerhouse. Middle school students at 5:30, high school students at 6:45. Our mission is to help you find God's plan for your life in a fun, friendly, encouraging environment. For more church info or to watch our services online, we invite you to visit fbcruston.org. We're saving a seat for you.
Baseball, I'm Toby Nations along with Nick Brown, and here we go to the top of the 7th, and Tyler Roach is trying to finish this thing out. He only has 63 pitches, 44 strikes, and he's faced 21 Rebel batters so far. But, you know, Nick, he's pitched really, really well, gave up 1 hit. That's all he's had, and here he goes trying to finish this thing out for the Bearcats.
Hitting for the Rebels is Edwards. He takes that strike, and Roach wastes no time, goes right for him, hits the outside part of the plate. And it's an 0-1 count to Edwards here in the top of the 7th. Breaking pitch in, that's a beauty. Strike 2.
Yeah, good. That's just a nasty pitch by Roach. I mean, he hadn't left off where he started, and he looks the same right now as he did in the beginning.
Designated hitter Matt Edwards pops that one up into center field. Lee giving it chase. Moak backing him up and makes a play, and just like that, there's 1 out. Now, I'm going to be the jinx guy.
Yeah.
So the last time out, Roach got his first complete game as a Bearcat pitcher.
Yes.
We're 2 outs away, Toby, and that's huge for tomorrow night's game. Again, mentioned that Bearcats were regularly scheduled to play on Saturday. We'll make the trip down to Pineville tomorrow. That one's outside.
Well, I mean, it does so many things for your Bearcats. I mean, he hasn't even got any trouble where they had anybody throwing in the bullpen. So, I mean, you save your bullpen and hopefully, live to fight another day.
That's going to be a base hit into left field. Could be trouble. Moak tracks it down. Going to fire into second. Pineville going for the 2. Going to have a shot. Oh, man. Moak hustled and got the ball, Toby. Threw it over inside. Little bobble from the cutoff man. Bearcats were in position to make the play. Just dropped it. So, Pineville has their really – I'd say their first scoring threat, even though they've had a guy at second with 1 out now.
Yeah, he was thinking, too, when he come out of the box, and everything worked well until it got to the shortstop, Peyton Martin, who kind of bobbled it. It would have been bang-bang at second, but, good job by the base runner of getting there.
Now batting second baseman Justin Rochelle, right-handed hitting second baseman for the Rebels.
So I don't think you jinxed us. I really don't believe in that kind of stuff, Nick, but here we are with 1 out, and they have a runner on second.
So here is the pitch. That one caught the outside part of the plate for strike 1. 0-1 the count to Rochelle. Down to second base is Cohen Hardy, doubled. Roach giving him a look, going to fire it in. That one low and away for evens the count at 1-1. And really, if you think you Roach, just run at second really means nothing. You have a 4-run lead. I'd swap a run for an out here.
Oh, yes.
So
I don't think there's really any pressure on Roach. I mean, it's just to come out here and finish what you started.
1-1 pitch. Yeah, that one's hit into left field, so they've caught up to that breaking pitch. Going to be no play at the plate. Keep the runner at first, and that's exactly what J.P. Moak does. Fires that ball into second base, so an RBI for Rochelle. Hammers that one into left field, and the Pineville plates their first run. So it's 4-1 here in the top of the 7th. Only one out for the Rebels. Runner down at first base is Rochelle. And it's taking Toby 6 1/3 inning to catch up with Roach, but they've done so in the last 2 at-bats.
Yeah, they've kind of caught up on that breaking ball a little bit, but it'll just be, hey, just keep working up there.
Left fielder Garrett Jackson up to bat with a swing and a miss. And Jackson had the first and only hit for the Rebels until this inning. 0-1 count, swing and a miss. Runner down at first, Rochelle with a single, RBI single. That scored Cohen Hardy, who doubled off of Tyler Roach. Bearcats lead at 4-1. There is one out here in the top of the 7th. Bearcats looking to move to 6-1 in district play. A delayed call strike.
Yeah, it caught the outside part of the plate. That was a nasty pitch.
Rebel fans didn't think so, but 0-2 now the count to Garrett Jackson. 0-2, one out here in the top of the 7th. Bearcats lead at 4-1 on Teacher Appreciation Night at Bearcat Field. And that's a little bloop. Could be trouble, and it is. It gets away in between two. They collide. They're both down. Now you got to get the ball in, and there's going to be a pause in play. That's one we could see developing here. J.P. Moak running in and Peyton Martin running back. They collided, and they're down. We're going to take they're moving up, checking on Martin now, training staff out to see him. We're going to take a 60-second break on Bearcat Baseball on the Roo 102.3. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
At GBT, we're more than just a bank. We're part of the community, and we're proud to cheer on Ruston High Athletics.
Whether it's on the field, court, or track, we're excited to stand by our athletes and celebrate their hard work and dedication. With GBT, you're always banking on a winning team. Go Bearcats!
Step into the winner's circle with a John Deere tractor from Goldman Equipment. Shop North and Central Louisiana's largest John Deere dealer. Goldman Equipment. We're not just in your field, we're in your backyard. Thank you for calling Goldman Equipment. How can I help you?
Headquartered in Ruston, Louisiana, HGA is a full-service project management and engineering services firm providing professional services to clients throughout the U.S. and overseas. HGA builds long-term client relationships by listening to clients, leveraging the experience of its professional team, and delivering on its commitments. HGA is a proud supporter of the Bearcat football program.
Holland Real Estate Group has been serving the commercial real estate needs in Louisiana for over 30 years.
Because your business means everything to you, we know the importance of proper planning and location management. With our extensive knowledge of the area, we're able to create individualized solutions for our clients. We work closely with our community leaders to understand growth in the area. Ensuring successful win-win relationships for our clients is what we do best.
Headquartered in Ruston, Louisiana, Hunt Forest Products manufactures a variety of plywood lumber and other specialty wood products to meet a wide variety of building and manufacturing needs. Hunt Forest Products is family-owned and operated, practices sustainable forestry, and provides more than 400 Louisiana jobs. Hunt Forest Products is a proud supporter of the Bearcat football program.
And on a journey towards the best dentistry with exceptional care, you need travel no further than the heart of Ruston. There you will find the team behind Johnston & Murphy Dental Care. It's a goal built on the tradition of excellence established more than 60 years ago, a legacy in superior dental care and unparalleled customer service.
Nick Brown along with Toby Nations. And Toby, that one...
Yeah, I mean...
That was a bad play, bang play. It was really one of those, it's a shallow fly ball in between shortstop and left field, and the two Bearcat defenders coming in collided.
Yeah, they collided. It was a rough hit out there. And, there's Bristers out there. We got a medical doctor out there. They're still checking everybody out.
Yeah, they are. So we're going to take another 60-second break. Seth, back in the studio. We're going to take another 60-second break. We'll be back in 60 seconds with more Bearcat Baseball. Let's go ahead and take, Seth, let's take a 2-minute break. We're going to take a 2-minute break. You listen to Bearcat Baseball on the Rue 102.3. We're at the top of the 7th with Bearcats lead at 4-1. You've had an injury timeout here on the field of play. Bearcats do lead at 4-1. We're going to take a 2-minute break.
When it comes to physical therapy, there's one name to know. That's Johnson Physical Therapy. And as always,
Louisiana National Bank is the official bank of Ruston High Athletics. As a proud community partner and supporter of local education, we're excited to cheer on the Bearcats. Experience uncommon banking today at Louisiana National Bank. To learn more, visit ln.bank.
Hey, I'm Max, and I take pictures for the Bearcat Nation Network.
What's up? I'm Dickenzie, and I run camera 2.
Hey y'all, I'm Clayton, aka Sparky, and I run your high center camera for the Bearcat Nation Network.
Hi, I'm Joey, and I run camera for freshman and JV games.
What's up, Bearcat Nation? My name is Christian, and I'm a cameraman and host of Touchdown Talks.
Hi, I'm Josh Dalton, and I run the stream and replays for the Bearcat Nation Network.
I'm Carson Calhoun, and I'm the cameraman for freshman and JV games.
I'm Sebastian. I create graphics and run cameras for Bearcat Nation Network.
Hey, I'm Daniel, and I'm on the sidelines for Bearcat Nation Network.
What's up, Bearcat fans? I'm Tate, and I'm on the field with the wireless.
Hey, I'm Araja, class 2025. This is my 4th defining year at Bearcat Nation Network. You can find me at camera 2 or camera 3.
I'm Avery Madden. I'm the media coordinator, and I work in the press box running replays and music.
Pierce Lumber has all of your outdoor cooking and tailgate needs covered with the full line of Traeger grills, Big Green Eggs, Blackstone griddles, and Yeti products. They have a great selection of wood pellets and seasonings from meat church to hardcore. With the Turtle Box speaker and smokeless solo stove, Pierce Lumber is everything you need for the ultimate outdoor experience. Located at 1032 Burgessville Road in Ruston, or check them out on Facebook or Instagram. Go Big Ruston!
Firmly founded since 1936, Pierce Lumber has been your go-to for quality building products in Ruston and North Louisiana.
To Bearcat Field, where still a pause in action for a player. We had a collision, Toby, out in between left field and shortstop. Left fielder coming in hard, and shortstop collided.
Yeah, the medical staff, they're still out there looking at him. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but it was a good sign, a good gesture by the Pineville Rebels. As the Bearcats knelt at the dugout, they came over and huddled trying to say a prayer for the injured Bearcat out there in left field.
Yeah, so Seth, unusual tonight. Not going to have I'm going to go back into more play just for a minute. So we're going to take another break. You are listening to Bearcat Baseball. We'll tell you what, we'll keep it here. Toby, Bearcats lead at 4-1 here in the top of the 7th, but that is the least of the Bearcat concerns now, and you've got a player down. And it's been several minutes now. Medical personnel on the field here at Bearcat Field. The Bearcats do lead at 4-0. There's one out in the top of the 7th, but that's really not important at this moment. A collision, it was just one of those pop flies, a blooping pop fly where the outfielder's going to come in crashing hard to make the play. Shortstop was moving back to make a play, and unfortunately both those players collided, and one of them is down at this point. And so being treated by medical facilities here at Bearcat Field.
Yeah, we're really blessed. We do have we have doctors that are here. They're on the field. Brister's out there with him. Our trainer, he comes to all these games, and so he takes care of our football kids as well. But I mean, he's at every sports game, so it's always good to see him here. But you just hate to see this kind of stuff happen in sports, and it makes it just makes it real. Where it's not the game's great. Everybody gets mad, blah blah blah, but you can see what kind of program Pineville has. They're trying to play baseball the right way. I mean, they're truly, genuinely concerned about our player that's down in left field.
I tell you what, we're going to take another 2-minute break. We're going to take another 2-minute break. You're listening to Bearcat Baseball on the Roo 102.3. The Bearcats do lead it 4-1 over the Pineville Rebels in the top of the 7th with 1 out. We'll be back in 2 minutes on the Roo 102.3.
Provision Security says go Bearcats and offers everything you need for residential and commercial security: camera systems, alarms, alarm monitoring, networking, audio, visual installation, and home entertainment. All cameras can be viewed on your smartphone as well as activating the alarm. Competitive rates and friendly service as we strive for perfection. Provision Security, preserving your past, protecting your future.
Building a life is different for everyone because everyone is different. That's why State Farm is there. Contact local agent Skip Russell for a quote today. The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Contact local agent Skip Russell for your personal price plan today.
Hi, I'm Murphy DeMoss, and welcome to Tip of the Week. Hitting a pothole can knock your vehicle out of alignment. A pothole can also damage your tire or the wheel of your vehicle. The impact on tires increases dramatically based on the speed you are driving. For these reasons, it's best to avoid potholes completely. If that's not possible, avoid braking during pothole impact. It's better to roll over the pothole than brake hard and skid across it. Come experience the difference at Walpole Tire and Service in either Ruston or West Monroe. Murphy DeMoss, and welcome to Tip of the Week. It's crucial to know when it's okay to have your tire repaired and when it should be replaced. If a tire loses air pressure.
Welcome back to Bearcat Field, still in a injury delay here in the top of the 7th, where the Bearcats lead it 4-1 over the Pineville Rebels. Paramedics have arrived. We're not going to speculate on any type of injury. What may have happened, we will describe the play that happened. In the top of the 7th with 1 out, the batter for Pineville had a little flare into left field. The left fielder's coming in, and a collision occurred. The shortstop was going back to make a play, looking over his right shoulder, and the left fielder was barreling down. 2 Bearcat players collided, and one of the players is still down for the Bearcats. I do believe it is J.P. Moak, the left fielder for the Bearcats. His parents are here, but emergency personnel are on the field at Bearcat Field. Both teams have huddled in prayer, and a very somber moment here at Bearcat Field. The score is irrelevant.
Yeah, just pray it's all precautionary, you know. I mean, it was so far away it was hard to see. You know, you really don't know what happened. I'm just praying that everything they're doing is precautionary. And
we would take that. Another break is now the Bearcat players are going out to meet the ambulance as their teammate is leaving the field. A very somber moment here at Bearcat Field. And like Toby said, hopefully this is all precautionary. Neither one of us are medical professionals, so we won't profess to diagnose anything, but 2 players did collide. That shortstop, Peyton Martin, and your left fielder, J.P. Moak, on a little flare into left field. So we're going to take another 2-minute break. We'll take Seth, let's take a 3-minute break. We're going to take a 3-minute break. You're listening to Bearcat Baseball on the Roo 102.3. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
Bayou Kubota is a proud sponsor of Bearcat football and a loyal member of the Bearcat Football Club. Visit Bayou Kubota for all your tractor and farm equipment needs. Bayou Kubota, service with a purpose in Ruston, Bossier City, and Monroe.
Calling Bearcat Nation. This is Bill Hogan at CenturyNext Bank. Here we love our Bearcats, and we know there's no team like our home team. Remember, when you bank with us, you bank with locals. And that's a win for our community. Go Bearcats. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Christian Lewis from the Bearcat Nation Network. We are a student-operated broadcasting group dedicated to bringing quality entertainment through the streaming of Ruston High athletic events. We rely on donations from the community to keep our operations running. Please consider donating or purchasing an ad to keep the Bearcat Nation Network your source for Ruston High sports.
Dan and I started Cummins & Fitts in October of 2018. We were both practicing family law and identified a need in our community.
A divorce is often one of the most traumatic and stressful experiences of a person's life. As family law attorneys, we were dealing with divorce, custody, child support, spousal support, and community property petitions. We understand that these issues are complex and that our clients need personalized, focused attention. We hope that you'll trust us when choosing who to represent you should you find yourself going through a divorce.
I'm Brett Brown, and when I want fireworks, there is only one place I go, and that is Family Fireworks. Family Fireworks supports all Ruston High activities. John, Barbara, Jim, Jennifer, and Philip Ford are all Ruston High graduates. Family Fireworks is located at 116 UPS Road off Highway 33 in Ruston. We are the tent in the back. Just like you celebrate Bearcat and Lady Bearcat victories, come celebrate your firework holidays with us. We have been making memories for over 20 years. Come have fun with Family Fireworks. Ford Family says go big Ruston.
First Ruston invites you to join them on Sundays at 8:30, 9:45, or 11 a.m. We offer kids worship at all three services. On Wednesday nights, students meet at the Powerhouse. Middle school students at 5:30, high school students at 6:45. Our mission is to help you find God's plan for your life in a fun, friendly, encouraging environment.
Welcome
for
back
more
to
church
Bearcat
info
Field
or to watch our...
Yeah.
Situation, a part of the game. Injuries are a part of the game, and
Yes.
you're not prepared to do that. That's not broadcasting school. Learn to talk about an injury, and certainly, it's we're close to the program, close to
Yeah.
the kids.
I
you
mean,
have
I know
the
the kids.
You have the son on a team,
Yeah.
and know the parents well, and know JP as well, and so we're not going to speculate on the type of injury. Just know that it was a collision between the shortstop and the left fielder, one of those, a little flare right over the shortstop's head. He goes back to make a play. Left fielder, which is what he does, he hustles. He's coming in to make the play, and unfortunately they collide, and now emergency personnel, but a great response from the Lincoln Parish Sheriff and the quick service here. Really a moment of sportsmanship out of Pineville Rebels. We talked about earlier doing it the right way. They had a runner run out, one on first base, send him out of the dugout. Then you look up, the Bearcats go down to a knee in prayer, and all of a sudden it's black and gray sprinting out of the dugout for the Pineville Rebels.
And, you go back to our district, I mean, Ash and Pineville, those two teams they're 2 hours away, so you don't see them much. Those kids don't talk much, but it's really good to see that a program like that, they got a lot of class, come over and support the Bearcats.
Well, you go through too, and it's a little bit hits close. You look at these kids that play to know all-star baseball. You play together when you go into regionals and sub-regionals, and I will tell you a little bit more closer to the Pineville program. Have known that program for years. Paul Guerrero, the coach at Neville, his son is the head coach at Pineville, and one of our own faculty members. Colin McDonald helps out with these broadcasts. That's his brother-in-law. It's really a class act program out of the Pineville Rebels. Bearcats do lead it 4-1 here in the top of the 7th. Situation, no count on the hitter. And, again, 4-1 on the score of this game. Bearcats back on the field warming up. And not sure who's going to replace Smoke in left field. We'll get that number for you shortly. But going to second, I believe, is going to be Dylan Williams. And over at first base, I think Bearcats going to have a lot of substitutions and change here in this. And I believe you're going to send Parnell over to first base. So Parnell's going to first base. Williams going to second base. Hudson Wood going to third base. And I believe in left field, can't get that number, Toby, if you can see that. Is it Carter Love? Carter Love's in left field. So Carter Love moved from right field to left field. Jake Simmons moved from first base to right field. And Nolan Parnell moved from third base to first base. Your second baseman moved to third base, and a new second baseman into the game.
Yeah,
So
Dylan Williams will take over at second. And it seems like they're still going to go with Roach here. But it's just, it's just kind of tough. The ambulance still got their lights on the field. The kids are trying to warm up. And, I'm not going to say it sucked the energy out of the building, but, Coach Beck, he circled the kids. The Pineville coach circled his kids and, try to get back focused into finishing this baseball game where, your Bearcats lead at 4-1, but, Pineville's got runners on second and third with only one out here.
they do. And now as emergency personnel leaving the field, left fielder J.P. Moak, again, will not speculate on the injury that occurred here tonight. And just keep he and his family in your thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, pray for him hard.
And so we will begin, and this game will get underway. Roach is back on the mound. That's something with the long pause. See how he does come in. Pineville does have runners on second and third. 4-1. Bearcats lead it. Roach on the mound. Go through those defensive changes again. Going into left field, Carter Love moves from right field to left field. Jake Simmons leaves first base and goes to right field. Nolan Parnell leaves third base and comes to first base. Hudson Wood goes to third base, and Dylan Williams goes to second base.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see, Roach, the last few batters had caught up to his breaking pitch, but he was able to throw fastballs that they couldn't catch up with. And, Tyler's pitched a gem of a game tonight, so hopefully he can come out here and finish.
That is. So we're going to resume play here with, I believe, Griffith's going to be at bat. The pitcher, Griffith's going to come up and bat for the Pineville Rebels. Nick Brown and Toby Nations bringing you the play-by-play tonight. Appreciate you listening to Bearcat Baseball on the Roo 102.3.
Yeah, Roach has already thrown 74 pitches. He's faced 25.
So Griffith steps in. 4-1 is the score. One out here in the top of the seventh. Runners down at second and third. And here's the pitch to Griffith. Right down the middle for a strike. So 0-1 now the count to Griffith, the pitcher on record for the Pineville Rebels.
So I guess you just focus on getting outs here. I mean, the tie and run is, at bat. So just focus on getting outs.
Wind blowing in here tonight at Bearcat Field. 0-1 pitch to Griffith. That one gets away from Lander Smith, going to score a run. Score that one, a pass ball, not a wild pitch, just low and inside. But got away from Lander, and 4-2 the score.
Yeah, you hate to see that happen to Smith back there. And, sometimes you fight for those balls a little bit hard, but that one just got away from him.
1-1 the count to Griffith. Right-handed hitting pitcher for the Rebels. Right-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. Runner advances down to third base. That breaking pitch catches the outside part of the plate. 1-2 now the count to Griffith. Wind is blowing in. Highly unlikely we'll see one leave the yard tonight. We've yet to see one calling the games on Roo 102.3. And that one's a check swing. They're going to check him and going to call him safe. Not sure he was looking. I thought he went all the way around, but it's going to be 2-2. Evens the count at 2-2. Yeah. 2-2 the count to Griffith.
Yeah, missed a little bit low, but that was a nice pitch by Roach.
It's a 2-2 pitch on the way. Runner down at third base. Bearcats lead at 4-2 here in the top of the seventh. That was going to be hit, a little blooper. Dylan Williams into the game, makes the play for the second out, sprints the ball in. Runner down at third base.
Yeah, he comes running in, and I get it. I mean, the last
well,
time.
you don't want to sell one. You want to make a play. Emotions running high. You don't want to come in. You just made a play. You really haven't thrown that many warm-up pitches.
No.
So Dylan comes straight off the bench and wisely sprints that one into Tyler Roach. So we're going to bring up the catcher for the night, Cam Roller. That one catches the outside part of the plate. Go to 0-1.
Yeah, it was right on the outside part of the plate. But then again, Tyler starts them out. They're behind.
0-1 pitch to Roller. That one inside, 1-1 evens the count. Bearcats lead at 4-2 here in the top of the seventh. 2 outs.
Yeah, Griffith, he popped out the second, but that was that breaking pitch. I mean, he tried to get a little piece of it, just couldn't punch it over.
Just reaching for the ball and just caught the end of the bat and went to Williams. So here's the 1-1 pitch. And that one's going to be a flare. Williams going to come in and make both plays to end this game. Outfield calls it off. And that's going to be your finalist. Cam Roller flies out to Williams to end the ball game for the Pineville Rebels. They pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. The Bearcats committed no errors, 1 runner left on base, and that's your final. The Bearcats win it 4-2. Bearcats victorious, move to 6-1 in District 2-5A with a 4-2 victory over the Pineville Rebels. We're going to take a 60-second break. We come back and wrap things up on the Roo 102.3 and the Bearcat Nation Network. Back in 60 seconds.
Step into the winner's circle with a John Deere tractor from Goldman Equipment. Shop North and Central Louisiana's largest John Deere dealer. Goldman Equipment. We're not just in your field, we're in your backyard. Thank you for calling Goldman Equipment. How can I help you?
Headquartered in Ruston, Louisiana, HGA is a full-service project management and engineering services firm providing professional services to clients throughout the U.S. and overseas. HGA builds long-term client relationships by listening to clients, leveraging the experience of its professional team, and delivering on its commitments. HGA is a proud supporter of the Bearcat football program.
Holland Real Estate Group.
Fans, at this time we ask you to join us in a moment of silence for the Moak family.
Bearcat Field, where the Bearcats win it 4-2 over the Pineville Rebels and improve to 21-8 on the year. Toby 6-1 in District 2-5A victory, but there's more important matters here. Thoughts and prayers with the Moak family.
Yeah, that's all we can do is just pray for J.P. Moak and his family. He was injured in left field, and it just makes it tough, especially, us, small community here in Ruston, how we're so attached.
All right, it's certainly a class act out of the Pineville Rebels coming over and praying with the Bearcats, and really the concern of opponent at the end of the day, you want to win the game, but we're human beings and you care about one another, and you see that class act out of the Pineville Rebels and all that are in attendance here tonight. We're going to wrap it up with that. Again, the final, Bearcats improved to 21-8 on the year, 6-1 in district with a 4-2 victory over the Pineville Rebels. Due to inclement weather, the game that was originally scheduled for Saturday will be tomorrow. So the Bearcats and Pineville will play tomorrow afternoon. We will not have a broadcast of that game, but that game will be tomorrow in Pineville. For Toby Nations, for Seth, for all the members of the Bearcat Nation Network, we certainly appreciate you listening to Roo 102.